Man, it's been a long day. Welcome back, everybody. This is United versus Everybody. I am your host, Sean, and as you can see, we are here on the weekly Kickabout a day earlier than normal. But remember, I did tell you guys that was happening. But we are here. We are chilling with Dylan. Dylan, how are things going, man? Say hi to the friendly people.
Hello, everybody. Hope you're doing well. Things are going well. So let's keep it that way.
See, that's when my therapist part of me will kick in when people say that, when they say like, "Oh, I'm doing good," or "I'm doing fine," or "Things are going well." My question to them is always, "Well, what's going well look like for you? What kept it from being great?" You know, or I'll ask them like, "Rate your week on a scale of 1 to 10." Oh, it was like a 5 or a 6. Well, what kept it from being an 8? Like, what would make it an 8, kind of a thing. So
Yeah.
those are fun questions to get into a habit of asking people. Don't let people get away with "I'm fine" or "It's all good."
All right.
So first date,
I'm going to keep that
first
in
date
mind.
tip. So, but we are back again. We are here to kind of wrap up a lot of the last week's news, major developments. We're here talking basically. We're going through the big four today. We're talking Hojlund, we're talking Baleba, we're talking Donnarumma, we're talking Garnacho. Those are the big things. We're going to talk a little bit about this Fiorentina match. We've got some new transfer stuff going on as well. We got linked to a couple of new players, maybe just one. I can't remember. And then I want to hear Dylan's thoughts, obviously, on like Carrington renovation and some of what Lori Whitwell had to say about United's finances going into this summer window. Because things have been happening, things that like a lot of stuff's happened that normally doesn't happen in the as far as finances or the way transfers work this window. That like when people were able to amortize set like what you call it, release clauses. Like normally that's not a thing, and so I like that, but we'll see how it goes. But that's what we're doing today. We're gonna obviously talk a little bit about the third kit release because that popped off today. Dylan, how you feeling about this thing?
It looks a lot sharper than I thought it would.
Yeah,
Um, I like it. I the only We were talking about this beforehand. The only reason it's not probably my favorite is because I miss the collar pop.
yeah,
I want a collar to pop on this one. Gives me just when I see this jersey, I just think of King Cantona. Like
yeah,
that's how it's supposed to be to me. So I still like this jersey. It's just like it's not the one for me.
yeah.
So
And there you can see the two
yeah,
kind of side by side, the original, and
yeah,
you can see the one here too, the original. I mean,
oh yeah,
I always maintain though, like the collar didn't pop. The Cantona's shirt just got a boner whenever he put it on. Like that's just the way it works. So that's just how it works. Danny's in the house. Good to see you, Danny. Danny says Baleba makes it a 10 out of 10 transfer window. Well, we are going to talk about it. We could see Baleba in the shirt though. How are you doing, man? um, Bemi Obetan. I probably butchered the shit out of that. Sorry, my friend. New face of the channel though, you guys. Yes. Make sure you guys are liking the video. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. We're just starting things off with a look at United's third kit, which was released today. It says we have a slim to none chance of getting Baleba this season. Brighton would much rather wait till next season. So it's a bidding war, drives this price up. Does Man United have a backup plan? There's a chance. I mean, we have a backup plan. I hope we always have a backup plan. I mean, we don't like the idea of like settling for second choice, right? That's the thing. Like we never get our top choice, but at the same time, you always want to go into a window with a backup plan, right? You don't just want to have all your eggs in one basket. But
hmm
um, here's the thing, though. We're going to talk more about Baleba in a little while. It's one of those things, and I forget who was saying it earlier too. It might have been like Ronaldo Brown on Stretford Paddock, who I got time for. But it's like, listen, if to avoid a bidding war next summer, if there's a chance you go get him now, then you go get him now. Because if you get into a bidding war next summer, it's going to get nasty. It's going to get expensive, and it could get dragged on. So if there's a chance now, when no one else is in for him, you go get it done. So I don't know what your thoughts are on that, but we're going to talk more about that a little later on. But wanted to address the chat while it was in there. So Dylan likes it. Wishes there was a collar. Blame Adidas for that. I don't think any Adidas stuff has collars this year, at least polo collars. But I like it more than I thought I would. The more and more I see it, the more and more it's growing on me a little bit. But I did put a poll in the chat now that all three shirts have been released. Which one is your guys' favorite? So far, this could be recency bias, but so far the black one is definitely getting the votes. So So I don't know if you saw the club. Did you see the release, the video release for this, Dylan, on the club put out?
Oh yeah, woke up this
Yeah.
morning and this came out and I was like, yes.
It's like, so it like
I
takes place
I
in a
just want to
dojo,
say
right?
throw.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I love that Burba was in it too.
Right.
I loved that part. I was just like, thank. Anytime I see Burba on there, it's like, yes, bring me more Burba.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, so it takes place in the dojo, this whole release video that the club put out, which basically subtly kind of tongue in cheek is a nod to the famous Cantona Kung Fu kick incident. Just really embracing the whole kung fu
hmm
ness of it. I know Palace fans probably don't like that, considering everything that's going on there, but at the same time, fuck it, I don't care. But you guys get your votes in on which one of these kits you like. And if you don't want to take out a second mortgage to go get one of these from the club, though, again, go check out GoGoalShop. You guys saw the new 07 08 away shirt I wore that yesterday. Just got that from GoGoalShop. This one, the black one's probably not on GoGoalShop yet. I haven't looked yet, but they do have the home and the away shirt, both in the replica and the authentic. There is a code in the video description. You put that code in when you register at GoGoalShop, you will get $5 off. And anytime you do order, when you get your product, make sure you leave a review because you get some GoGo cash to use for future orders as well. But again, if you don't want to support the Glazers, you don't want to spend 100+ pounds on something, you want to go spend like 30, 35 or something, $5 off with the code, go check out GoGoalShop. The link's in the description. Dylan, you use GoGoalShop. I've used GoGoalShop. Can you attest to the quality and the cost?
quality's great, guys. I trusted Sean when we bought this, and I've got to be something new, so it's a little skeptical. Not skeptical anymore, guys. It's
Yeah.
it's good quality for everything. So if you're looking for something on the more affordable end but still good quality, this is the one to go to. So
Yeah, it's about as close as the real thing as I've ever seen from some of the sites and stuff. So not it's better, it's my opinion,
hmm
better than anything I've seen on like DH Gate and stuff like that. So then they've got
yep,
like the old the vintage stuff, like you said, the 07 08 one that I've got. So go check
yeah.
them out, you guys. They do take a minute to get here because like it takes like 2 weeks, but it is what it is. Big up Box in the house. And good to see you, Box. So then
What's
that's it.
up?
The new kits released today. All three are out. So um, it is what it is. I do like it. The long sleeve looks good. I might be getting one of them long sleeves when I get a hold of that too. So Box says no new goalkeeper arriving is a bit poo poo. Is that pink poo? Is that what that is? It looks like ice cream. I
Yep.
hope it's not. I hope it's poo and not ice cream. All right. That's weird. Get that off the screen here. So wrapping up just a couple of things from the weekend. So obviously Fiorentina friendly at Old Trafford are kind of final-ish friendly. Has anyone said anything about this Leipzig match? I haven't seen anything about this friendly. Dylan, have you seen anything about this friendly? We're supposed to be playing against Leipzig.
I I just heard there were talks about it.
Mm,
It's going to be behind closed doors, maybe. I
okay.
don't quite remember if I saw that right or not, but
I
see
mean,
what happens.
I don't know how it'd be worth it for them if it's behind closed doors. Wasn't the whole point was like to knock like a million or two
Yeah.
off by basically having them host a friendly? So
Oh,
I just haven't seen
yeah.
anything else about it. So, but
Yeah.
in any case, the reason
Yeah.
we're doing that is because we got Benjamin Sesko, who was officially unveiled at the start of the match. If you guys remember, we looked at that earlier. I'll put this back on the screen so y'all can see it here. So, all four of the new signings so far, I'll say so far in hopes and optimism, were unveiled ahead of this match, including Shesko, who again I've said a couple times, I didn't realize how just like how tall someone is. You can look at it and say like, oh, he's 6'5", but then you see him compared to everyone else, and you're like, shit, this dude's a fucking unit. Um, what are they putting in the food out there at Leipzig? Shit. Like
Right?
he's got to be like the tallest player in the squad now, right? Like I can't think of anyone else who's taller than he is. He's the
Oh,
same
yeah.
height as Zlatan
Yeah.
was. So um so there we have it. He is here. Do you have any final thoughts on Shesko, Dylan, now that he's official?
Have you seen the basketball videos they put out from Leipzig?
Mm-mm.
So they were showing off his jumping ability. He could have easily been like a center for that. He's jumping like nothing. So, and then they showed a couple of training videos how high he's getting. That's exciting. Like that's going to be a corner threat for us. Definitely a set piece threat. They're pretty awesome. So
I'll look it up
I'm
here and
excited for
see.
that. I thought the uh, unveiling for all the new guys, for the four new guys, that was nice. Give them their little bow to the fans. Special day for De Gea, definitely. So that was nice to get kind of bring everything together. But yeah, it was nice to see all of them kind of get their due as they came out of the tunnel. So that was really cool.
Yeah, I had almost forgotten that we haven't really officially, that up until then, we haven't played at home. So some of these guys went straight from their clubs to, wherever we happen to be on tour. So it's good to see. I hope we'll get to see a couple
Mm-hmm.
more incomings before the window closes. We'll see what happens. We could get a
Oh
midfielder, we
yeah.
could get a goalkeeper. But in any case, good to see all the new signings. He's wearing the number 30 shirt now, I guess is the name. That's the number he was at Leipzig, right?
Mm-hmm.
Danny says he's going to be in his
Yep.
fantasy team by game week 3. We'll see. Cautiously optimistic is the name of the game these days. What speaking of the Fiorentina match, do you have any thoughts on that match? I mean, obviously it's a friendly. De Gea went to pens and stuff. Any standouts in that match? Anybody that you thought looked good? Anybody that you thought just had a stinker? Anything we could take away from that match at all and extrapolate for the season?
So let me look at my notes here. Um, I have a lot of notes for this, even though I only got. So I only don't judge me too much, everybody. I only got to watch the highlights, but from what I saw, kind of what I read about,
If I
um, the attack looks like it's starting to come together.
Yeah,
There's some fluidity to parts of it. It's obviously not going to be exactly perfect because it's preseason. And Buemo came in a little bit late with some of that with transferring. Cunha still getting acclimated, everything, but the little bit I saw with Buemo and Ahmad on the right linking up, that looked good.
yeah,
Bruno's looking like he's got people to pass to down those channels, and he looked excited about that.
yeah,
But there's some fluidity in the attack. Mount looked really good in the press. I liked what I saw. I liked the tenacity with which he was going towards things. He was making good runs in the box to draw some defenders. So that's going to be key. I don't know if
mhm,
when Shesko gets in, he's probably not going to be starting. Okay, but that's a good. He'd be a good player to throw in 60 minutes. Go just tell him run your heart out for 30 minutes and see if you can get
no, we're losing
something
Dylan.
for us.
There we go. We're
Um,
good.
really liked Lenny and oh man,
You're good, boss.
um, really liked Lenny. Really liked Aiden. I think they're coming along again. Still young, still developing, but they're doing well. So yeah,
Yeah.
lots to take away. Not negatives. I'd say we still cannot cover corner.
Tell me about it, dude.
I
Balls in
was,
the box, man. We struggle.
yeah,
Three. Do we have an extra center back
yeah,
than any other team does? And for some reason, we're still struggling. It's a little bit
yeah.
ridiculous.
Three guys went towards the target man, and two guys were left open in the back. I'm like, come on,
Yeah.
guys, we can't do
And once
that.
again, we got Dallo
So
just standing off, standing off, standing off, and everybody just gets time and
yeah,
space to put the balls in the box. Um,
yep.
I, I'm challenge you. I'll challenge you a little bit on the Sheshko not starting thing, simply because of the fact that Hojlund did not get any minutes, and
Yeah.
afterward, Amorim was like, "Well, we didn't have a striker to focus on, so that's why it was struggling." I'm like, "Bro, Hojlund was on the bench. What are you talking about, man?" So we're gonna talk more about this because there's been some
Yeah.
updates on Hojlund and stuff, but
Mm-hmm.
yeah, what a difference a week made. We just with Ahmad and like you said, Ahmad and Bumo kind of linking up a little bit, looking more in sync, and
Mm-hmm.
it's scary to think just last season when it came to Bruno kind of having people to look for, when it came to having attacking threats on the pitch, really we just had like Bruno who kind of had to orchestrate, Ahmad when he was
Yep.
fit, and remember he was injured, and then Garnacho when he was having a good day, which was
Yeah.
up and down. Those were what we had last year, and now like you're saying, this year we're
Yep.
going to have Cunha, where Dorgu's looked 100 times better. We got
Dorgus looked amazing.
Desco, Mbumo, Ahmad. We've got literally all these outlets now up there, and then and that's like just literally night and day difference from like I feel
Hmm.
a lot better now when we get the ball into that final phase of attack that we're not going to fuck it up like we did pretty much every time last year. Um,
Yeah.
and so it's really good. Like you said, the reception for De Gea, even when he made saves, I don't know if you watched, but the Old Trafford
Hmm.
crowd was like all for it. They were happy.
Oh yeah.
It was like rolling back the clock 10 years, when he was literally the best shot stopper in the world at that time. So good to see him back, get him a little
Oh yeah.
recognition, and finally getting like a send off, right? So like I said on after the match the other day, like I know why we didn't stick with him. I just didn't agree with the whole here's a contract, psych your mind, like taking
Yeah.
it back kind of a thing. Gotcha, bitch.
Yeah.
No, I thought that was kind of rough, but it is what it is.
Yep.
Fox says, imagine Shesko gets injured and we're left with a novice kid. Obi is the only out and out striker. Madness. Well, interestingly enough, like I said, it looked like Mount kind of started that match as a false nine.
Hmm.
And so Xerxes can do that as well. I think that these are options. And I'm like, and that's when I look at Hojlund and I'm like, bro, you can't even get a minute and we're playing it injured, like a perpetually injured Mount as a false nine. Like, not a good look, man. The writing's a little bit on the wall with that one. So, oh boy. Lucky. Big up, Lucky. Good to see you again. Says Xerxes Onana, we ready Thursday training. Great. All our rivals are celebrating. God.
Yep.
So yeah, good little match, good little return to Old Trafford for David De Gea. So happy to see that. But as we're talking about Hoyland, guys, make sure you're liking the video and subscribing. Liking the video and subscribing. I mean, it's free. It helps the channel reach more viewers on YouTube. Helps the channel grow. So we are on the road to 3K as well. I would love to see it get to 3K. Danny says Xerxes Cunha will play there if Seshko is injured. Yeah, I think so. We've seen Colby played in one of the tens. We've seen Bruno
Hmm.
play the false nine as well. So, um, Bach says I'd like to have seen Hoyland as the backup center forward this season. To be honest, yeah, I think and we've said that many times, right? That's probably what we should have done when we signed him. It just didn't
Yep.
work out, and so that's why I would admit that the club maybe didn't do it best when it came to Hoyland and his development and whatnot, but it is what it is. On Hoyland though, so we got those reports last week that United were going to meet with Hoyland and his representatives to kind of talk about his future amidst all this Shesko stuff. That came off the back of this loan to buy option from AC Milan, who they did just sell Malik Thiaw to Newcastle. Now, he's not a striker. He's a young center back. And you guys remember I've mentioned him on a scouting report last season. I like him a lot. But so the point is they've got cash. They bought Elanga and they've got this kid now. And I think they got a new keeper as well. And so
Hmm.
Hoyland reportedly wants to stay, right? He said that after, I think, what was that, the Bournemouth match where he scored. He wanted to
Yeah.
stay, fight for his place. But apparently the report says if we're guaranteed like 40 million or something, then that would be enough to sell us, and only if the wages are covered. So that brings us to what Ben Jacobs had to say. Again, Milan working on a deal to sign Hoyland. United want 40 million. Milan are prepared to do a loan with a 35 million buy option, so we would get like an initial loan fee. Hoyland on record is wanting to stay, but United prefer to sell. So again, this is trying to zoom the lens out and look at all the other stuff. We look at all the little context. We're looking at Shesko. AC Milan are looking at him. He doesn't get any minutes against Fiorentina. Amorim says, "Oh, we don't have a striker, so we struggled a bit." Interesting stuff. So, and then we get this. This came out from Ben Jacobs yesterday, I think, and who said that Hoyland has now been directly told he'll need to leave to gain minutes this season and is considering his options. United prefer to sell, but have not ruled out a loan. Again, Milan prepared to meet the evaluation. Further talks took place yesterday. So crazy, crazy stuff going on. And I think Nathan Salt basically said the same thing. So what
Hmm.
are your thoughts there?
Yeah, it's unfortunate for Rasmus because, like I said, the club probably we. I mean, he was an emergency to be put up there because we didn't really have anybody. He didn't get a chance to learn. He came in for a big fee, and there were expectations that came on. He did all right the first season. It was a growing season, but then last year, I mean, that just killed everything for him. Confidence, His ability to to read the game a little bit, I think, was a shot. So this is probably. I hope he takes it. I mean, I don't. I wish we would have done better by him. I think he could have been somebody that maybe not the starting uh, center forward, but definitely somebody to come in and do a job.
Yeah.
But I think definitely, Serie A will be good to him. He can get his groove back, and I hope he takes it. I hope he does well. I wish him nothing but the best if he does. If he stays, fights for his place, I hope he does well too. But I think just writing on the wall, if he's not going to get minutes, he's got to take this. It's a World Cup year coming up. He's going to need that.
Yeah, I mean
So.
it's yeah, and you make a good point. It is a World Cup year. I mean, it's does he? There's nothing wrong too with at United with being the backup striker or fighting
Mhm.
for your spot. For every Rooney, there's a Chicharito. For every
Yep.
Andy Cole, there's a Ole Gunnar Solskjaer kind of a situation. It doesn't mean these players are not good. Ole Gunnar was probably one of the most underrated players we've ever had. Um,
Yep.
and there's always an opportunity again to take it as a challenge to look at it yourself and say, all right, I need to make sure that when it comes time for the gaffer to pick a starting 11, that he's got a hard choice to make, basically. So it is Hojlund on Hojlund, but at the same time, like you're saying, if he would he rather go get minutes or would he rather fight for his place? Is getting regular minutes at AC Milan better than being kind of a rotation option or getting some starts here and there at Manchester United? It's up for debate. But again, you hope that these young players have good voices around them, good people who are going to kind of help them make the wise decision in that regard. So I think whatever happens, I'm not going to be upset if he stays in his backup. I'm not going to be upset if we sell him and we use Xerxes, Cheeto, and maybe roll with a false nine or whatever for the season and maybe look at something. I'm not. Maybe we'll go look at Jamie Vardy or something. Bring him in on a free for a season. Let him be a striker coach at the end of the season. I don't know. But big up, Rob. Good to see you again, my friend. Lucky says, sorry, no passengers. Rasmus Hojlund crap passing, no reading of the game. Plus, yikes. Lucky's on one today. Just don't beat around the bush, Lucky. Tell me how you really feel, man. Just don't sugarcoat it. Um, if you had to pick it, you had to make it. If you're Hoyland, Dylan, and you have to make a decision tonight, what are you doing?
Oh man, I there's two ways to look at this. The mental part, the logical part says you have to go. Like you're not going to get minutes, you're not going to get the time. If I'm him, the heart that wants to be the other part you got to look at is the heart wants to be there, wants to show that you can do it at United. So he's probably fighting both those right now just to
Yeah,
see what he wants. But you got to be logical. You got to go. You,
yeah.
if you're going to develop as a player and even as a person and get to your best potential, like you got to go. And that's going to be the hardest part. And hopefully he's got some people in his camp that are helping him through that. So,
I think the hard thing. I think up until the Fiorentina match, it would have. If I were Hoyland, it would have been a difficult decision. But I mean, when you don't get any minutes, and then we've got reports now from Ben Jacobs that the club has literally told you like you need to probably go. Like to me, that almost makes the decision for me. And so interesting stuff. Laurie Whitwell had a little bit to add to this today. He says that not only do AC Milan have interest and they're working on something, but now Dortmund, Leipzig, and Newcastle are all monitoring the situation of Hoyland, according to Laurie Whitwell. And I got time for Laurie Whitwell. Um, it's
mhm.
interesting stuff, man. What do y'all think in the chat here? To take the money? Are we too light in attack if Hoyland leaves? Are we too light in attack if Hoyland stays? I read Calvert Lewin fired his agent, so maybe that's an option. I don't know. Who takes the number 9 shirt if Hoyland leaves? Because Shesko's got the 30 now. So what were
Yeah,
you gonna say? Something?
I just let it rest. I was gonna say don't give the number nine out. Just let it rest.
Yeah, should have
Don't
done
put
that
that
with
pressure on
number 7.
anybody. Yep.
That 7 shirt needed to just chill behind a glass case with some guards and stuff like the crown
Yeah.
jewels before anybody earned it. And it had to be earned. We should not have
Yep.
given that to Mason Mount. So Bach said
No.
Hoyland wants to join Inter. He doesn't want to live in Milan. Join AC Milan. All you guys are having a little chat. I'll let y'all have your chat. Danny says either way, I will roll with it, dude. It's kind of where I'm at this summer overall, man. With the signings that we made and some of these other players, I'm kind of like in kickback mode now. I'm like floating down the river on an inner tube with like a. You ever done that, Dylan? Like do a river float and you get like a cooler full of
Oh
beer and
yeah.
you strap it to another tube and you kind of all float. That's kind of where I'm at right now. I'm just like, cool, whatever, man. It's all gravy. Whatever happens, happens. I'm all good with it. um, Rob says, just don't sign Dominic. Yeah, I don't want Calvert Lewin at all. I'll take Vardy on a free if we're looking at
No.
free agents right now, but yeah, not enough. So
Yeah.
interesting stuff there. Any final thoughts on Hojlund? Any guys have any final thoughts on Hojlund? Put them in the chat. Um, Interesting. So big question: do you think
Hey, we
Hojlund
know
will?
Leipzig has money.
Yeah, they, we know they do. So big question, really, Dylan, is not what you would do if you were him, but what do you think will happen? Will he stay? Will he go out on loan? Will we just sell him outright?
I think he's probably going to go out on loan. I
Yeah,
think as the week gets, it probably won't happen this week. It might be next week, but I think writing on the wall, he wants to. He'll want to play. We'll work out that loan to option to buy deal, and hopefully it's a place that he can thrive at. So
yeah. Danny says there's a player in there, and maybe it was a step up a little too soon for Hoyland at United. He was still very raw and still kind of very. I don't want to say one dimensional, but at Atalanta he was playing a very like singular style of play. Like we're just going to counterattack. We're just going to run kind of thing. And so
mhm.
with amidst all the stuff that's been going on, it's been very difficult for him this year to kind of start to learn a little bit all the changes and things. And so who knows? Again, Leipzig were playing a very similar system, a big
Yep,
counterattack thing. Maybe that could work out. So we'll see. Danny thinks he's going to go with an option to buy. And I mean, like you said, I'm
I
just good
agree with
with
that.
whatever at this point. I'm just kind of chill. I've been really
Hmm.
trying to just be pretty open minded and chill this summer. I think the most frustrated I've got was when it was taking so long for the Mbumo stuff to get done. Box wants to just have a fire sale. Prefer we could offload. Yeah, if we could just get rid of some players, that would be great too. We've only gotten one out the door right
Hmm.
now with Rashford on loan. Have we sold anybody else? I don't think we've sold anybody else. Well, we suck.
Nope.
Um, all right, so moving on from Hoyland, we'll of course be keeping an eye on that if anything does pop up over the course of the next few weeks, next few days, next few hours. We will keep an eye on it as always. But we're going to move up to a different part of the pitch right now. We're going to talk about midfield for a hot second. So you guys make sure you're liking the video. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Make sure you check out this awesome anniversary kit that I got a couple months ago. I always forget that I have this and then I see it. I wanted this one for a while and I finally found it a couple months ago. Awesome. I forgot I was wearing it until I just saw it in the camera. I was like, oh yeah, there it is. So Baleba, where are you at in Baleba? Because it's been developing very quickly on Carlos Baleba. Man, this was a player going into the summer, kind of like Isak, that of course we all want, but was for
Hmm.
me never really an option. Like I was like, that's never gonna happen. Like it's just not. And then just out of nowhere, we got news that we had made contact with his reps. We're in constant contact, according to Romano. Seems like there was something in it, right? Because Brighton were scrambling to tie him down to a new contract. He's only on like 12K a week. What were your thoughts when this came out of nowhere the other day?
It's hard to believe. I really didn't think any movement was going to happen, um, even with all these discussions here. It still doesn't seem real, and I still think it's all going to lead to nothing because I just can't really see, Brighton sanctioning it this year. Um, I mean, maybe if we somehow I do the 112 million like they were quoting, but
Yeah, that's a lot.
I can't see that happening. Yeah.
I think he's gonna have to do a little bit of like what Mbumo did, right? Where he's telling other clubs like, "No, nah, I'm not
Hmm.
interested," but he might have to actually speak up and almost put in that official request, or maybe do a little bit of
Yeah.
work on his end to like coerce Brighton into like maybe letting him go for cheaper than they wanted to because it's crazy, man. If it does happen, I'm like I said, I'm gonna get a bit nuts. I can't be held responsible for any of my hot takes or any of my crazy predictions about this year. I can't be held responsible every time I say 21 is coming because it's heads gone at that point. I mean, just sign everybody at this point, man. Just do it all. It's crazy stuff. Box says we could do with Baleba forcing a move. Yeah, I think he could definitely help us out for sure.
Hmm.
Danny says no choice but to get the deal done now because we won't get him if City, PSG, Real Madrid come in. Yeah, I mean we never will.
Yeah,
But if
yeah,
Madrid go for someone, how are Madrid going to go for someone like Baleba when they've got Chumani, they've got Camavinga, Valverde, Bellingham, they've got all sorts of midfielders at that club, and like I thought they were looking at Angelo Stiller too. So I don't know. Who knows, man. Danny says Baleba and Lamens would be best in class window. I mean, best in class. We haven't really said that about Ineos since they said
no.
it. So big up, Kai. Welcome back, man.
What's up?
Could buy Baleba a bit cheaper, like 80 million. Get Hackney. Loan Baleba back to his club for one more year. Everybody wins, except us. We don't win if we spend 80 million and loan him back. If we spend 80 million on Carlos Baleba, you better believe he's starting every single week if he's fit. Um,
Hmm.
so we got all that news, and then we got this news from Indy Kayla, who, like I've said, is quietly becoming a bit of a force in the transfer rumor market. Reports of personal terms being agreed, and so now we're starting to go from 6. Now we're at like 9, right? Um, but Baleba wants out. Personal
Such a
terms
good
agreed.
metaphor.
He's made his intentions clear. He's verbally asked Brighton to let him move to United. That's Indicala. And then he throws this out. He says Baleba's agent has given the thumbs up on the personal terms, and if Brighton agree to let him go. So now we're getting to like 10.
Hmm.
So that's where we're like, and then we got this little tidbit is that if you look at the bottom there, his agent is now willing to reduce his commission to facilitate the
Yep.
move to United, similar to Sheshko. So now we're at like 11. So now we're like, okay. We get to the fact that he wasn't included in Brighton's squad for their friendly, and now we're at like
Hmm.
11:30, and we're like, oh,
Hmm.
okay.
I,
And then go
I
ahead.
I might get you to 11:45. Oh, wait, you might have it here. I'll let you go.
I was gonna say, then we
Go
get
ahead.
Then we get
Sorry.
the little bit of tidbit news that we all wanted. Brighton have allowed Carlos Baleba's agents to discuss personal terms with Manchester United. Green light came a few days ago. Financials will be key in this potential deal. Currently, we are not looking at any alternatives. And a number of United players have been in contact with Baleba about a transfer to Old Trafford, explaining the
That
current landscape and ambitions. And you probably are talking about that because you get the Athletic, don't you?
that's what I was gonna say. Yep. Yep.
So maybe this is Agent Onana working his Mbumo magic, but that brought us from 11:30 to 11:45, from 6 all the way to midnight, because this has been the pattern, the sequence, the story of Baleba. Because it's been insane, dude. um, I mean, Ben
And this has
Jacobs,
happened quickly too. That's the other thing. So
yeah, which I gotta say is a little bit
yeah,
frustrating that because it was like when we did the emergency loan stuff in Ten Hag's first season. It's frustrating that we've shown that we can do stuff quickly, but for some reason we don't so frequently. It's really, really frustrating. Um,
hmm,
Ben Jacobs claimed today that Amorim is pushing Jason Wilcox and Christopher Vavell to get the deal done ASAP. And so we got a lot of really good updates on
yep.
this. I love that, United players are reportedly talking to him. I love that his agent is willing to lower commission. I like that personal terms are agreed. Brighton have given the go ahead for him to talk to us. Really, it's not about anything at this point other than fee and then the structure of the fee. But I'm not gonna lie. Are you guys bricked up? Because yeah, me too. It's not weird. It's fine. It's okay. It's all family. We're all family here. Daddy says 90 million with 10 to 15 add-ons gets it done. Hopefully, does that seem like too much for you when you got guys like Caicedo and Enzo Fernandez and Declan Rice going for crazy fees?
Yeah, a little bit. I'd like to see if we can save a little bit more. I don't want to get into I mean, I don't know all the financial stuff. I know it's all amortized, but I still just like, it's just I see those numbers and I'm like, let's not get into PSR trouble. That's the last thing I want to see happen. So I'd like to, if we can get down to 70 or 80, I'd be good. But I don't think that's going to happen.
Well, we got a little bit of news on the financial stuff, but we'll talk about a little later that came on from Lori Whitwell. But apparently, United have just decided just get pre-approved for another credit card or something. But we're going to talk about that a little bit because a lot of people are asking like I've seen so many rivals who are criticizing like Sir Jim and even United fans for saying like we're skint and stuff, and then they're like, well, how can they spend this much? Even like Talksport or Sirius XM I was listening to today, they're like, well, United have spent this much on this much. So I'm like, either you don't know how amortization or PSR works, or you're just literally perpetuating the negative bias just to make it look bad. Like either way, it's just you're an idiot. But
Probably that one.
we've probably with the initial installments, we've probably only maybe spent maybe like what 90 million so far out of our pocket, and then that doesn't even when you consider the sell-ons that we have and stuff and the wages we're getting from Rashford being off the books, it's not been that much. So Bucks, it's time for Onana to force through the move. It's about the best thing Onana's done in the United shirt. Maybe that's why we kept him around this summer. Maybe that's why we wrapped him in cotton wool by hurting. Then he says no time wasting like we did with Mbumo. It doesn't seem like this came like Dylan said.
Yeah.
This kind of happened super quickly. Samuel, welcome back. He says Manchester United needs to go and get Sen Lamens from Royal Antwerp. We're going to talk keepers in a little while as well, so make sure you stick around for that, you guys, because I've got thoughts. But welcome back, Samuel. Box says if we land Baleba, time for Ronaldo to retire and become a full-time director of football. It's the best. That's like his this is his best thing. That's like Zidane leaving Madrid when he won 3 champions. Like just go out on a high, man. Just end it. Just end it.
Found his true calling.
I mean, he just needs to be an agent. Seriously. Danny wants a done deal weekend. Dude, it's freaking Premier League this weekend already, man. This is insane. We got Arsenal. This is about to be a crazy weekend, bro. Let's see. Box says Baleva's current wage $12K. Yes, it is only $12K, which is literally less than a quarter of what Garnacho makes a week. So Danny says no, he's worth 100 all day, no questions. Rice, Caicedo price tags now. Yeah, I think that I mean, you're just going to have to. It's just the way it is now with midfielders of that caliber. You're going to be paying. If Wharton were for sale, he'd probably cost the same amount. I'm surprised someone like Angelo Stiller is not up there higher in price, but maybe that's just because he's playing at Stuttgart and he's not playing for like a Premier League club. But yeah, Brighton, I mean, if anything, we need to go poach Brighton's like scouts and their recruitment team because freaking they're the ones who are just killing it out here. Agile, welcome back. Says this deal should be add-on heavy. Yeah, just throw all the add-ons. Appearances, goals, Ballon d'Or, Champions League, Premier League. Throw them all in there. Who cares? No one will care if we exercise them because that means we're winning shit. So Box thinks it's too much money, but it's modern football. Crazy fees and inflation just get it done. Yeah, I mean, seems like everybody. I mean, I agree with you, Dylan. You always got to try, but at the same time, it's more about is it worth it to spend a little bit more now and then figure shit out next summer and financially and just have him or not. So Box says, is Lamens really going for just 15 million? If so, that's a no-brainer. Yeah, absolutely. Like Lamens is definitely a no-brainer. We're going to talk about him in a little bit as well. Agile said there's a league game. Oh, is it kickoff Friday? What the hell? Hold on, who's playing Friday? I got clients on Friday.
I think it's Liverpool.
Stuff. Oh, it's Liverpool. Never mind. I'm not rescheduling shit.
Yeah.
What's going on Friday? Liverpool, Bournemouth. Man, Bournemouth. I worry for Bournemouth with the way they're losing literally everybody. Zabarni was just confirmed today as well.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's messed up what they did.
Their whole back line's gone.
Yeah, that's messed up.
Yeah.
Kirkes, Housen, Zabarni. That's messed up, dude. Danny says Chelsea stole Brighton's team already. That's just, you remember when we used to do that? Like we used to be like the Bayern Munich of the Premier League, and we would just buy up like the best Premier League players, like Bayern do with the German players every year. I'm glad that we're kind of getting back to that a little bit. Like getting Mbumo and Cunha is top. If we get Baleba too, like that's just we're just buying all the best players, man. I love it. Um, Robs expects United to bid this week for Baleba. See how Brighton respond. I mean, we'll see. What do you guys think the bid could be? What do you think's going to get it done? Let me know what you think. Um, Bach says very surprised Bayern haven't snapped up Stiller. They used to hoover up all the rival talent. It's true. That does seem like somebody's dead cert. It seems like he's holding out for Real Madrid, though, from what I read. And Real Madrid do need kind of a deep line playmaker. I think that the most Madrid deep line playmaker signing would be Vitinha from PSG. That has Madrid written all over it. But that's just me. Do you like Stiller, Dylan? You watch any of the Bundesliga?
I haven't really seen him, so I'll take your word for it.
Yeah, he's a very good young midfielder. He was in my video for like players who weren't in European competition the year that we should look at, but this was before the DFB Pokal final, which they won, so they're in Europe now. So Danny says 90 million in add-ons, taking it to 100 could get it done. I think that if it to me, there's almost like there's two scenarios. There's a scenario where Baleba maybe doesn't kind of force the move a little bit, and there's a scenario where he does, and I think both scenarios probably have like a 10 million difference overall for me. Um, so if we get Baleba, though, I mean, to me that brings us somewhere to like an easy 8, 9 out of 10 so far. The only thing that would have made it better for me is if we got rid of Onana, and maybe if we done the Mbumo deal a little quicker, and if we got rid of a few more players, that would have made it perfect. But just imagine what Baleba can do. Again, I said the other day, just to elevate what he can do to elevate our midfield. He'll allow someone like Bruno, someone like
Oh
Maine
yeah.
to do more of what they're best at, right? They don't have to worry so much about just tracking back, being the legs and stuff. And if you watch him, he's very, very good at beating that high press from the opposition and just carrying the ball through the midfield and progressing it up the pitch. I like what I see from him a lot. He's very physical. He's very good on the ball. It's hard to get him off the ball. Um, so we'll see.
Hmm.
I wonder what the plan was if Bruno was going to leave next year or something. So we might have to get another midfielder at that. But oh, either way, it's becoming a bit of a spendy summer, huh?
It is. It is. And I like it. I like that we're getting the reinforcements. I like that we're actually getting, players in. I just, like I said, it's probably the pessimist, overly cautious person, just like, let's not get into trouble now.
I think, and this is the thing too. I keep and Lori Whitwell's got some stuff on this later, but again, it is a 3-year rolling window for PSR. We did have a lot of
Hmm.
cutbacks. We had a lot of money saved on wages. We got some sell-ons and stuff, and so the amortization does help. The way we're structuring these deals does really, really help. And so I think so far we are under our budget. I think Baleba would take us a little more over that, but if we sell some players, namely someone like Alejandro Garnacho leaving could literally pay for that first installment of Baleba like on his own.
Hmm.
Itigbemi says I think 95 million plus 10 million in add-ons could get it done. Yeah, that sounds about right. Agile says if they flop, then we're fucked.
Yep.
Well, if they flop, then it's definitely something in the water at United because these guys are doing very, very well at their other clubs in the Premier League. And so if they flop, then we got to look at ourselves and think what we're doing here. Maybe there's some sort of plague or something from the
Yep.
rats in the kitchen. I have no idea. But yes, if we sell someone like a Garnacho, if we can sell some players, I think that that's pretty much going to take care of Baleba, like straight up. Like Garnacho's all profit. That first installment would probably be around what you get from Garnacho. I mean, I think we can all agree Garnacho is just not coming back into the picture. Like I think the bridge is burned, right? Can we all just agree on
No.
that? Like that's done. um, I don't know where he's going to go. Chelsea's been the most heavily linked. Reportedly, we're in talks with Chelsea over him. Romano had this to say about that the other day. He says we're kind of a little far apart about it, but he says Garnacho's message to Manchester United: Chelsea or I stay here and don't play football for 6 months to 12 months is basically what Romano's saying the situation is. I mean, I read that and I laughed because I'm like, ooh, you're hard. Like, I'm not scared,
Yeah.
bro. If I'm United, I'm like, yeah, either you get your agent to convince Chelsea to fork out some money, or you don't play football for 6 to 12 months. How is that? How is that hurting us, bro?
Yeah.
I mean, maybe. I mean, I didn't know if
It's
that
no.
was just me or
I
not.
when
Really.
I when I read that I no when I read that I was just like, this is the dumbest like bluff or whatever you're trying to do here. Like, there's
Man.
literally no negative for us at this point for you not to play.
Well, see, I thought maybe I was
So
like alone in that. So I put out polls on Twitter. If and who does this hurt more if Garnacho stays and we just don't play? Like if we just put him in the resis or something, or if he just doesn't play at all. Like who does that hurt more, United or Garnacho? I asked for everyone's opinions. I put polls on Twitter. I put poll on the channel and the community tab as well. Always check the community tab. Make sure you've got that bell hit so you don't miss out. I'll put a lot of polls on there to get as we
mhm.
prep for these videos. But the response was pretty one sided. You guys all said it would hurt Garnacho more. So seems like we're all in agreement there.
Yeah.
I don't know what's going. Maybe you guys agree with Simon Jordan, who said today that Garnacho is a little runt who should be drop kicked out of the club if a reasonable offer arrives. Simon Jordan, don't hold back, man. I mean, I guess when you're a failure at owning a club, you're just going to get bitter, but it is what it is. Maybe he hit some of that snowman before he went on live. No offense. Katu, welcome back, guys. What about the players we haven't finished paying? Those don't count for PSR. They count, but if someone buys them before we finish paying for them, then it doesn't matter. Then someone else is basically paying for it. It's like a mortgage on a house. If someone buys your house before you pay off the mortgage, you don't have to worry about the rest of the mortgage. You just get whatever you're doing. So that's why sometimes people are like, wait, how can we make money if we sell a player after 2 years? Well, if we've spent a certain amount, like with Hojlund, if we get like 50 million for Hojlund, technically we make a little money, but it's weird. It's all very convoluted and weird. So you guys want to learn more about it, go listen to Kieran Maguire's Price of Football podcast or something, or read Price of Football. It's behind me somewhere back here. I broke that down in the books that every United fan should read video that I did like last January. There's like 10 or 12 books in there, football related. If you guys want to go watch that, go for it. I've got more than 12 football books behind me, as you can see, so I'm a bit of a nerd, but it is what it is. But what do you guys? I mean, what do you think? Should we hold out for an acceptable fee, let him rot in the reserves if we don't get it, take the 30 million that Chelsea
Yeah.
reportedly offer, and just get him gone, get him out of here? What do you think, Dylan?
Nope. No. Hold out for that fee. If Elanga's going for 55, we saw Gittins go for 55 or something like that. We've seen some other guys go for 40, 50 million. I mean, Garnacho's at that level. We should be getting that for him. And yeah, he'll probably do better with a change of scenery, but his attitude's the problem. And if he's going to throw a fit like he is right here, fine, just sit here. Maybe you can think and grow and mature. But like I said with Hojlund, it's a World Cup year, and don't think the Argentinian national team isn't going to just say, "Well, you didn't play, well, you're not on the team."
Yeah.
And that'll hurt him more than anything else because this is a chance for him to get out there on the world stage, and you only get him every 4 years.
I mean, is he going to play in the World Cup either way? I mean, he's got a lot of competition for those left wing spots out there.
That's true.
And even like what Chelsea paid for Modric, they paid £62 million with 26.5 million in add-ons, which is literally insane. They're not going to have to pay any of those, but because he ain't playing anymore. But that's money that they just flushed
No.
down the drain. And obviously, no one can predict that kind of stuff, but it is what it is. Rob, everybody's saying like, just let him rot, let him rot, let him rot. Box says, tell him Chelsea the minimum starting bids are 55 million. That's about where I'm at right now. I would take like 47 with
Yeah.
like 8 million in add-ons personally, but whatever.
Yep. I'm good with that.
Brett. Katu says he thinks Garnacho has a perfect chance to make a statement. Worst case, his salary is not crazy. Yeah, his salary is not bad. It doesn't really hurt us much. 50 million a week or 50K a week is not a whole lot.
Box 50 million. Holy crap.
65. Right, he's we're Al Nasser out here. He's on that Ronaldo money. Speaking of, I saw Ronaldo got engaged, huh? That's a thing.
Mm-hmm.
Not that I care too much.
Is that $3 million ring, $5 million ring? Damn.
Yeah, I have no idea. That caring about stuff like that starts to make me feel too much like I'm in like the gossip, like reading Cosmopolitan, watching Kardashians kind of mode, and I'm like, yeah, it's not really my thing. So if you were still here and didn't give a stupid spoiled brat interview with Piers Morgan, then I'd probably be a little more excited. But I'm not. It is what it is. I guess for me, I mean, maybe we're getting a little off track here, but like when you've been living with someone for that long, when you have kids, when you're basically married in every way other than legally. At that point, I'm like, well, what's the difference? Like, other than now you give her a giant ring, and like, I don't know. It is what it is. So Agile says the payment terms and the amortization amounts might not match up. I mean, we could talk to City; they're experts on numbers not matching up. So Dante Alighieri, welcome. Justin would love that name. Welcome to the channel, man. It says take
Nice.
40 million, insist on 20 to 25%. Yeah, don't forget the sell-on clause. Good call, good shout. On any profits, Chelsea's business model is to flip players. Will make the extra money back. If they want to pay 30 million, insist on 40% add-on clause. Look at you. I think we found our new director of football.
Yep.
I like it, man.
I like that plan.
Coming in strong with the first chat in the channel. Big up. We like that. We will fit in nicely here, man. Welcome to the channel, Dante. Big up. Bexy says the Casemiro contract is a sackable offense. Yes, that was a bad one, and I think unfortunately we're going to be. I read a little bit of a report today. I don't remember where it was from, that Casemiro's reportedly been told like he's not in the plans. Maybe he should look for another club. I don't know if that's really going to happen though, but I think he's probably going to insist, unless he literally goes to the Saudi league and makes twice as much. He's not going anywhere. So it is what it is.
Yeah.
Ajas says, nah, I bet Georgina said we either. Is that his partner's name, Georgina? I don't know. We have to get joint bank accounts or I'm leaving you. Yeah, I'm sure Ronaldo's worried. I mean, he might be a little worried about losing his money, but I mean, maybe get, like Kanye said, man, if you ain't no chump, holla, we want prenup. We want prenup. Yeah. Sorry. 20-year-old song, and I'm referencing it. Oh, now I feel really old that song's 20 years old. Okay. All right. Made me feel ancient. Gosh. So you're saying hold out for the fee. Dante's got an interesting point. Maybe take a little bit lower, but insist on that sell-on clause. Remember, we have 50% sell-on on Mason Greenwood too at some point. So if he ever goes anywhere. So you guys get your thoughts. What's the poll at right now? 60% are definitely voting to go get that black one. Yeah, Dylan, you when you go to the mega store, you're gonna freaking lose your shit because there's just stuff everywhere at the mega store, and I don't shop there because it's expensive. It's like buying a bottle of water at the airport expensive. The mega store, but they do have some pretty sick stuff. But the tour is gonna try to get you to buy stuff, but. Bach says, shame we haven't had a chance to utilize
Everyone
the
does.
market. That's the last stop of the stadium tour. Is they bring you through the little doors and you go right into the mega store and you're like, wait a second, how did I get here? It's like being Willy Wonka, man. You just don't know where you're at, you know. Bexy thinks the Ronaldo signing was terrible. I mean, we all loved it, right? Let's be honest. We all loved seeing Ronaldo come back, scoring a brace against Newcastle on his return to the club. I mean, getting a hat trick against Spurs. I mean, it was excellent. I mean, we can't
Norwich.
we can't say like we weren't just vibing off that for a while. I mean, we all were happy to enjoy the ride. We all knew it was going to end in disaster at some point, but I don't think any of us predicted the way it was going to end. So, but I mean, I'll admit, I was just gassed up for that one, man. I'm not even like, yes, it was a bad move. Yes, it was just pure like PR, shirt selling, whatever. And normally I don't buy into the shirt selling because it is a bit of a myth, but Ronaldo is one of the few players in history who actually made money for the club on the shirts. I think he paid for himself basically with the amount of shirts we sold to him. So we all loved it. And he still was like the top scorer that second half of that first season he was back or something. So it is what it is. But yes, even Ollie, I think, admitted after the fact it wasn't a good idea to do that. So, and he was the guy who brought him back. So, I do think that probably contributed to Ollie getting sacked, but it is what it is.
100% it did. Yep.
Bexy says it was a car crash in slow motion. LOL. Are there any former United players, Dylan, that are still playing that you would bring back, similar to like the Ronaldo coming back?
Uh, just simply for the experience, he's not going to play much. Maybe Ashley Young.
Oh
Forget
yeah,
where
what
he's
is
at. He's in the championship.
he's a
He's at Ipswich.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
Oh, I'm trying to think who's still playing out there that I would bring back.
yeah.
Shit, man, Cavani maybe. I'd take Cavani back in real quick.
I'd take Cavani back. Oh yeah,
I
there's a good
definitely,
mentor for your striker for our young guys right there.
I'd definitely take Cavani back. If
I
if I
forgot he was
thought
still playing.
if I thought Ander Herrera could still do it, I would definitely vote Ander Herrera as well. I don't know if he could still
Hmm.
hang. I know a lot of people might vote De Gea, but for me, probably still going with Cavani because Cavani can still bang, dude. um,
Hmm.
Bach says none of our ex players are winners now. I mean, some of them are, but McTominay, maybe a lot of people would say McTominay. um, Too soon, Justin. Sorry if you're watching and you're crying now. Agile says for a while it was Herrera, but he's not over there. He's not over there. How old is Ander Herrera now? It's like what is he like? It's got to
He's
be
in
like
his
30,
30s
34.
somewhere.
I saw Marcus Rojo has
Yeah.
got a new club. I think he's is he
He's
uh
still playing.
yeah, he just got a Danny, remind me who Marcus Rojo went to. I want to say it's like Estudiantes or something. I don't remember, Independiente or something. Um Katu says Cavani's been terrible in Boca. I mean, I loved Cavani at United, man. He was an absolute assassin for us, dude. So it's just I'm struggling to think now if there's any former players who are still playing who it doesn't have to mean this doesn't mean necessarily that they're going to come in and just do a job. It means like just we're going off pure vibes right now just to have them back. I do like Cavani. Herrera will be vibes. I can't think of anybody else honestly who's still playing. So that's it. That's it. Somebody mentioned a young player. Who is it? Iqbal. Samuel says Zidane Iqbal. He would bring back from FC Utrecht. Interesting shot. Maybe Kamwala. I don't know. Oh, here we go. Alvaro. We'll bring back Alvaro. How's that? That was my
There
pick.
you go.
Oh, he's at Racing. There it was. That's the one. That was one of the next ones off the tip of my tongue was Racing. It was one of those ones with like the light blue and the white motif. So, um, Agile says Cavani was elite. Dude, Cavani was that deal. I love Cavani. So yeah, basically Garnacho not coming back. We'll see. I think we need to move on. Sancho and Anthony, those are dragging on. Like it's really getting on my nerves, if I'm being honest.
Oh yeah,
But I don't know I think that's gonna come down to the last like couple of days of the transfer window. Personally, for either of those, Betis seem
yeah.
content to. Although, like I said, Betis Isco just went down injured for like 3 months, so they might be pressured into making some more moves. So we'll see what happens there. But any final thoughts on Garnacho? Do you think he's a you think he's a little runt like Simon Jordan thinks?
Yep.
Yeah, you do. That's funny.
It's the one thing I've agreed with Simon Jordan on.
Oh wow! I think I remember that part in the Book of Revelation is agreeing with Simon Jordan about something was precursor to the end times. Agile says, that and Justin Bieber. Agile says Camboila playing in the Champions League this year. He makes in value. Also got a sell on clause with him. Yeah, we got. I mean, basically, if there's a young player who is at United who's not here anymore, we're getting money someday for it. So it is what it is.
Oh yeah.
All right, let's move a little further back in the formation because we got a little bit of goalkeeper stuff to talk about. So this is coming from Sully Talks. If you guys can see on the screen there, I always wonder if everybody can see what it's looking like. So according to Sully Talks, now again, these are not all necessarily like I'm saying. Believe these are just the stories that are coming out. We're going through the progress here. According to Sully Talks, United have held direct meetings in the last few days for Gianluigi Donnarumma, emerging as an option for the goalkeeper position with PSG looking to sell. Reportedly, Amorim likes him a lot. Internally, United still assessing. Lamin's also one option. Now, all sorts of goalkeeper talk. Graham Bailey was spouting nonsense the other day that Andre Nana could go on loan. I think that the Donnarumma stuff obviously like rekindled this week because he was left out of PSG's squad for the Super Cup. Now, people I think forget too that Donnarumma has actually PSG offered him a contract extension over like the last year. There's been a contract extension on the table for him, and he's not signed it yet. He's basically allowing his contract to run down. So let's not pretend that he's like blameless in all this, that he doesn't have a role to play in all this, because he could have signed. It doesn't seem like maybe the contract was up to what he wanted. Fabrizio says that Premier League is probably going to be where he goes, but doesn't sound like Chelsea is a destination. Now, The Athletic also claims that we're not going to be doing anything. Like Laurie Whitwell and Nathan Salt don't even think we're interested in Donnarumma whatsoever. So we've got all sorts of conflicting reports coming out about goalkeepers and stuff. Where do you stand on Donnarumma, Dylan?
Yeah, I mean, it'd be nice to have him, but he's going to be on massive wages. That's something I'd
Yeah,
rather
dude.
not have, and especially when we have Lamans coming in.
Maybe, yeah,
Yeah,
maybe.
coming in like I'm breaking news there. But no, that if we could get Lamans, if we're going to put the 15-20 million in, I'd rather go for him. Somebody we can build around for a long period of time. Donnarumma is just, yeah, no, not for me. Again, nice to have him, but not on those wages.
250K a week, 26 million to get it done. So you're going to be spending,
No,
if you 250K a week over 4 years, you're going to be spending quite a bit of money. That's what is
yeah,
that, like 13, 15 million a year on top of the 26 million? You're looking at, it's what, 80 million over the course of the whole contract for a guy who we've put up those comparisons the other day. Remember, yesterday I put up literally Donnarumma's last 4 years compared to Sen Laman's this past season, and really, there's no comparison. Laman's has just been better. It's not that I think he's
hmm
bad. I've never said Donnarumma's bad. I just don't think he's as good as a lot of people think. I think, again, you guys know how much I don't want Onana at this club anymore, but we have to avoid this whole fallacy mindset of anybody but who we have. Like, that's better than who we have and good enough are not necessarily the same thing. Like having no keeper in goal is better than having Onana in goal right now. Like, that's literally where I'm at these days. Big up, Musa. Good to see another new face. He's from Nigeria. We got a lot of Nigerian contingency going on here in the chat these days. Big up. Welcome. Box says Donnarumma to Man City. They just signed James Trafford. Like, are they gonna have Donnarumma and James Trafford on the squad? Danny says City. Is James Trafford really gonna leave Burnley and go be backup? Go ahead, Dill.
I was just going to say, from what I heard, it's all contingent on Ederson leaving, so it's going to depend on him.
So so Pep just going full Arteta and having two like number one goalkeepers. Is that what the plan is there? Doesn't make any
Must be.
sense. Of course, I mean, if we signed Donnarumma, I'd back him. I back every player until they until they basically show me that I shouldn't anymore. But apparently, I saw someone post. I don't know if this is legit. I don't have Instagram or anything, but apparently, United put like a social media post after we'd won this friendly, and then Donnarumma like liked it or something on social media because that's a thing now. Basically, that basically means he's coming, right? But I don't know if you guys saw today, Donnarumma did pen a farewell letter to PSG fans and
hmm
his PSG teammates. And interestingly enough, in that letter, he said this literal words: "Someone else decided I can no longer be part of the group." Is controlling the narrative, basically getting out in front of that and kind of making sure he stays out. Like, it's basically he's been told, "You're not in my plans." Basically, like, they don't want to pay him. I mean, to go up from 250K a week probably is a lot to pay for a keeper. I mean, we did that with David De Gea. It probably wasn't a smart move. I think that's what it came down to, and then PSG just decided, you know what, we'd rather just lose you for cheap than lose you for free. So we're gonna bring in Chevalier. Um, Interesting stuff though. So you're not a fan of Donnarumma because of the wages? Is that what you're saying?
Yep. Yep.
I'm not a fan of him because I just don't think he's that good. You like Lamens though? Is that what you're going with, Dylan?
Yep. Yep. Lamans. I really wanted Lunin, but I don't think we're getting him.
Oh yeah,
So
no one's that's not happening. Um,
yeah.
Box says he heard PSG want 50 million euros. I heard it was 26 million pounds, which is not really expensive, but at the same time, those wages kill it. So
Yeah.
Box says Ederson being sold, Trafford will be the backup 100%. If I'm Trafford and I go to City just to be the backup, like I lose a little respect for myself. If I'm losing respect for him. He's not even my player. You're starting goalkeeper for a newly promoted club. You don't go to City just to be backup. Like that's ridiculous. Um,
Yeah.
have some self respect, dude. Seriously. um, Danny says he always has number two, number one. Pep is spoiled. Yeah, has two no number ones. Pep is spoiled. I mean,
Yep.
does he always have two number ones though? Who's his? So he had Ederson, and then who else did he have this past season? What's the one dude? What's this? Was he Spanish? Right? What's his name now? I forget.
The old
I'm
guy.
Garcia. Was it? I don't know. Remember what his name was. Somebody remind me. Um, Bach says Luis Enrique has now come out and said it's all his choice. He wants him out. I think he probably means like if I had to guess, I would say he's probably like, well, it's his choice because he doesn't want to take these lower wages that we offered him on this contract, or maybe the contract terms aren't what he
Yeah.
wanted. So so basically, it's his choice, but it's also not his choice, kind of a thing. So it's like
Yeah.
someone saying like, oh, I can't come hang out today, and then that the other person like, well, I'm not going to be your friend anymore. It's your choice, and like, well, no, I just said I couldn't come. It's your choice to not be my friend anymore. That's not the way it works. Um,
Yeah.
Bexy says, if United get Baleba and the keeper, where do they finish? Oh, be sure to come back toward the next couple of weeks when the transfer windows close and when we do the big transfer window rating show and we do the season prediction show. We have all sorts of fun stuff going on for that one. So be sure to come back for that, so that we can answer all sorts of questions for there. So Dylan and I will give our predictions, who we think is going to get relegated, who we think what the top four is, and where we think United's going to finish. We're going to rate the transfers, things like that. How does this summer window compare to last summer's? Because that was Ineos' first summer-ish. So we're going to talk about all that kind of stuff. So Claudio Bravo, that's no, that was the one before.
That was it.
Ortega, that's the guy's name. I
I
knew
thought he was
that's
still
yeah.
there as a third choice. Yeah.
Um,
Ortega.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, remember Pep? He like got here, didn't want Joe Hart, Claudio Bravo. A year later, decided he didn't want Claudio Bravo, got Ederson. It's like he did that. Remember Pep was doing that with fullbacks. He spent like 250 million on fullbacks one summer. It was ridiculous. Um, can't believe it's ridiculous. Bach says, have you heard of Lennon Miller at Udinese? Yeah, I saw Udinese. I saw Bologna as well, which this is where Ferguson is as well, another Scottish midfielders at Bologna, or used to be. I don't know where he is now, but yeah, significant bummer if we missed out on someone like Lennon Miller. I think Lennon Miller, Hayden Hackney, Lennon Miller, Baleba, Lennon Miller, Kabi Manu, they could be our midfield for like a decade. It's freaking awesome. So yeah, I know many of you like him. I'm just not a fan of Donnarumma. So I'm not saying that that's just the way it is. I'm not saying that that's right or wrong. I'm just saying that's my opinion. So it's just how I feel, and I feel I've substantiated that with data and like just the numbers. So it is what it is. So moving on, get this guy off my screen. Get out of here. Um, it's so much work. You guys don't see what I got to do back here to make this all look so pretty. Camping out in this area of the pitch, I'm gonna hit you guys with a really random transfer rumor that came out. Guys, make sure you in that video. Make sure you subscribe and check the memberships too. I forgot to mention the memberships, you guys. It does help you get involved in the weekly Kickabout. Legends members, you can jump on the weekly Kickabout to join in with Dylan and I for a couple seconds while we chat about stuff. So if you're a Legends member, you want to jump on when you see us talking about a topic that you feel strongly about. You guys got to hit me up. Legends members, hit me up, United States of United at gmail.com. I don't remember how many Legends members we have. We might have one or two. But that is a membership perk. A membership isn't just a cool way to support the channel. I do appreciate it, but as a thank you, we do offer those kind of things. So keep in mind, I was trying to give you guys extra entries for giveaways and stuff, but YouTube told me I wasn't allowed to do that. So it's what it is. But we have a really random rumor here coming from Christian Falk. Sticking with that back line, because we've been linked to a new center back, and this time it's Deo Upamecano, who I know is this 2021 again, because this is basically, remember we were linked with him for a long time ago. But
Yep.
Christian Falk
I
claims
had
that
to check the
United,
calendar.
right? He was an absolute baller at Leipzig. I love Upamecano. He was so good.
Hmm.
So, according to Christian Falk, United have Bayern Munich defender Upamecano on their radar as we look to bolster our defense in the summer window. Are we looking to bolster our defense, though? His contract expires next year, and this is where I start to lose my faith in this rumor. His contract expires next year. Always be wary of United being linked to players who are entering the final year of their contracts. This 100% feels like agent talk, which is exactly what I
Yeah.
said about the Donnarumma stuff, because he 100% felt like agent talk going into the final year of that contract. I'm always a little weary of this. This exactly, and I think I posted this on Christian Falk's his post on Twitter. Like, this 100% feels like agent talk to me. So I'm not buying it whatsoever, personally. Dylan, how about you?
No, no, it doesn't. I mean, it just the fact that it just came out of nowhere,
Yeah,
um, based on everything else we've heard, like what we're going for. He's like, oh yeah, and they want a defender, and they want Upamecano, and I'm like, what? He's never been like even on the
yeah.
list. So yeah, the whole thing felt sketchy from the start.
I'm not
So
even sure we're after defenders right now. I think that, remember, there was that word, I think we spoke about last week, that Harry Maguire could get another contract extension and he wants to basically just retire here.
hmm
Heaven, Fredrickson are coming through, Euro, Mizraoui, Delit, Shaw now, Licha. We have a lot of. I'm not saying I trust every single one of those defenders every single week, but I'm saying we have a lot of bodies and a lot of wages in the defense department.
yeah,
I don't think we'd be looking to get Upamecano. This 100% sounds like agent talk, in my opinion. This to me has, if he's not going to renew his contract, this to me feels like something that like Liverpool will be all over, because Liverpool probably need to get a defender or two. Van Dijk isn't getting any younger. Kanate is decent. Joe Gomez always injured. I don't know who else they have in that squad as far as center backs are concerned. So
yeah.
um, we'll see what happens there. Sam, are you talking about Mateus Fernandez? Because I mentioned him in a video in the past, when we did a scouting report on. Remember, we looked at the three sides that were looked to be relegated, and I picked two players from each side. He was on my list for sure, though, if y'all remember that. So, Alan Pardew, I got no time for anything Alan Pardew says. Dude is still butthurt over the FA Cup final. Oh, man. The happiest and the saddest I've ever seen Alan Pardew in that FA Cup final. I tend not to listen to anything anybody says on Talksport. Honestly, it's literally just guys. I mean, I say that like we're any different. It's just people in front of a microphone giving their opinion, and then the social media picks it up and runs with it. But yeah, most of those guys are just abus. Let's see, Callum Wilson. He signed for. Oh, he did. Interesting. I didn't know they signed him. Big up. Agile says we get him for free, then I'd be happy. Yeah, I'd take McConnell for free. I just don't buy the rumor. Like, I just don't buy it. So
Oh yeah,
this is the first. This is like the first player, though, other than like Donnarumma, I feel like that we've been linked with, and it hasn't. It hasn't like led to anything. If I'm like, we were in for other players and stuff. Most of the other players
yeah.
we've been linked with, we've gone through. This one just doesn't. I just don't. I'm just not buying it. So, you guys let me know if you're buying it or not. I'm not buying it. So again, people have been asking a little bit when it comes to the like Baleba and stuff and all that. How are we financing all this and stuff? And so Lori Whitwell had a little something to say about this today as well. So according to Lori Whitwell, not only do we get the sell-ons, not only have we saved money in Rashford wages, not only are we structuring these deals in a way that makes them kind of hit us less up front. And yes, I don't like including it, but it is what it is. We have saved money on the staff redundancies. But now, according to Lord Whitwell, we have also extended our revolving credit facilities. Something around 300 million is what we already have available to them. They dip into this every summer market, basically slap it to the credit card and pay it back when they've had a bit of cash flow. They've now got a wider berth on that. He says he doesn't know the exact figures, but they've got more cash at their disposal via that method. So basically, we whipped out the credit card again, is what we're doing here. We're trying to maybe, sounds like we're front loading in hopes of maybe moving on some players next year and saving some more money by, it sounds to me like it's going to
Yeah.
be more clearing dead wood and stuff. You good with this? You good with that whole thing?
Yeah, just the, me being the constant paranoid financial person about my own finances that gives me gives me pause just thinking about it. But if it's going to help us get some more players, improve the team, I'll be fine with it. Like I just don't want it to end up causing more issues down the line. So
I mean, if we
that's
if
my
we
biggest thing.
if we front load our financial layout this summer and buying all these players, and then we qualify for, let's say, knock on wood, like Champions League, that's a big chunk of change coming. That's like 80 million we're getting
Hmm.
into the budget, basically. Now we're going to lose some of that because these players are going to get their wages increased if we qualify for Champions League. But then we'll also get money back from Adidas from being back in Champions League as well. So it's all really weird.
Yeah.
Somebody mentioned the other day too, we've yet to confirm a new training ground sponsor. So once that goes through, if you notice, the new training shirts don't have sponsors on them. So that will be a chunk of change as well, and that's not cheap. I think the wasn't the Aeon one or something, or the one before. Who was in between Aeon and Tezos? Who was the one in between? I can't remember, but that one was like 100 million, I think.
Um, it wasn't Chevy, right?
No, it was somebody else. I forget what it
Chevy
was.
was just the main kit sponsor.
Yeah, I feel like there was somebody in between Tezos and Aeon, but I could be wrong. But whatever one was in there, it was like 100 million basically worth is what it was. So there's a lot of money coming in. So we'll see how it goes. But yes, we do have options. I do think that returning to the credit was probably not something that was plan A, but it does seem like, we're showing a little bit of ambition, which I like. I wasn't honestly going into the
Hmm.
transfer window. I wasn't expecting that. I wasn't expecting us to go this hard. I wasn't expecting a
Yeah,
whole lot, to be honest. Maybe a striker, maybe a midfielder or something, but I do like what I see. AIG, that was one of them. Yeah.
that
I
was.
feel like was there not? Maybe there wasn't one in between Aeon and Tezos. I don't remember. We were supposed to have one
Let me
that
see if
ended
I.
up backing out after the Super League protest. If you guys remember, we lost a big training ground sponsor off the back of that protest, which is the power of protesting. That's
Hmm.
what it can do. So, um, let's see. AIG. Yeah, they've been sponsors for a little while. So, um, I saw Toby Collier is in talks to go on loan to Hull, according to Nathan Salt. So that frees up some spot in midfield. Maybe we're making room for Carlos Baleba. Team Viewer, that was the one who was on the main shirt sponsor. I'm talking about the training ground, the training kit sponsor. Um,
Hold on.
Dylan's putting his research hat on. I bet I find it first.
DXC? No.
Mm-mm-mm-mm-mm-mm. We're both. This is excellent, excellent video streaming. You guys, make sure you get that like button hit. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel. Dylan and I are just trying to race against each other so you can come up with who was our training ground sponsor. It might just have gone straight from Aeon to Tezos. Personally, I don't know, but Lucky says, "Thank God we won Snapdragon." Yes, we did get money from the preseason
Yes.
viewers as well. So already season's not even starting yet. We're already treble winners. So big up though. It's all good. I think it might have just gone from Aeon to Tezos, man. So I could have sworn
Must
there
have.
was another one in between, but it is what it is.
We're
Um,
gonna find it when we're not thinking about it. So.
don't worry. I'll do a short. I'll do a YouTube short if I find out who it was.
Got to get all manic too, like you just like I
Yeah,
figured it out.
I'll be all sweaty. You never know. Um, just just say, hey, I was just started a fight club. It's good. Um, what are your thoughts on Carrington?
Look sharp.
Yeah,
That's huge. I like the way they've put that together. I like the training that they have. Um, those lap pools look pretty awesome. I'd really love to have one of those
yeah.
just in
Wouldn't
my
we all?
backyard. Um, but no, that's going to be huge. The locker room looks phenomenal. I like what they've done with that. That's gonna be a big attraction for players too. That's gonna be something that players are definitely gonna look at and say this is state of the art. This is somewhere I'd like to be in and around. So good, kudos to Ineos there on that. That nice job with what they've done with Carrington. So,
Yeah, it looks really really good. I was just kind of trying to bring up the photos here so I can maybe show some of those off to people since some people haven't seen them. Obviously, we got that plaque for Cath Phipps. Remember Cath and reception right when you walk in. The whole aesthetic is pretty legit. I do like it. It
mhm.
has a kind of a bit of a Scandinavian vibe to it, which I am quite partial to that vibe. That's what we've tried to do our home in now these days, as you'll see maybe if you pop over for the Fulham match. So let's see. But yeah, I do like it a lot. Like you're saying, it is gonna. Carrington hasn't been updated in like 20 years.
Yeah.
This was like part of Sir Jim's initial like 300 million investment. 50 or 60 went to this Carrington update, this renovation. They completely gutted it, ripped it down to the studs, the foundation, and just kind of built a brand new building almost. Floor to ceiling windows all around, so everybody has a 360 view of all the pitches and everything. Tons of open flow, natural light. You guys know I love, love, love natural light. I barely have any lights on in my house throughout the day. I love natural light, mostly because it saves on energy, but I just like that whole vibe. So I'm all for it. I look at this new Carrington, and I'm like, that looks like a hotel that I would pay a lot of money to go stay at willingly because it's very, very
Oh yeah.
nice. So although the Airbnb we're going to is just as nice. So
We'll just put a sign that says Mini Carrington. Like,
mini Carrington. I'm all for it, man. I'm here for it. But yeah, Carrington's good. Um, that's awesome. I'm just loving it, man. Let's see, Lucky's. What's Lucky got to say? You guys, get your final thoughts in. Where's this poll at right now? What are we looking at? 19 votes. 53% of you says you're defo getting the black one. All right, the black one's rubbing on people the right way. Dream Ratcliffe, glad found Sums redevelopment Carrington. Yes, I don't know what you said, but I like the way you said it. Lucky, big up. um, so that's gonna be it for us, man. Do you have any final thoughts on anything, Dylan? I mean, it's good chat tonight, man. Good to get your thoughts on
definitely.
everything.
No, just really looking forward to the season starting. I'm wanting us to put a good show in against Arsenal, um, our hated rivals. So
Yeah,
that's going to be that's something I'm looking forward to. I want to see how we play. I want to see how we come out. I want to see. I don't want to see any nerves. I don't want to see us go out tense like we tend to do in these bigger matches, and then we grow into the game. I want us to be on the front foot from the start. So.
it's all sorts of fun little mini narratives in here. You know, we got
Mhm.
Shesko versus Gyökeres, who got the better deal. Remember, Arsenal wanted Shesko for the longest time, and they switched to Gyökeres. We wanted Gyökeres, and we switched to Shesko. I think it's
Yep.
the media is going to love that. You know, who is the flop? If you know, is whoever loses, especially if the striker whoever like they bought they don't score or something.
Yep.
Sky's going to run with that. Talksport is going to run with that for like the next month.
Oh yeah.
It's going to be interesting, but we do have the first match preview of the season coming up later on this week, so you guys don't want to miss out on that. You want to make sure you get involved. Turn on those notifications. Make sure you like in the video. Make sure you subscribe. If you guys were not able to catch the live, leave a comment on your thoughts on Baleba, on Donnarumma, Garnacho, Hojlund, what's happening there, and we'll do that. So yes, 25-26 Premier League season officially kicks off this weekend. Apparently, it kicks off Friday, but I'm not watching that because I don't
No.
make time out of my day to watch Liverpool. Fuck it.
No.
But yeah, time flies unless you're waiting for Mbumo to get finalized. But time flies seem to be in the summer. But appreciate everybody for stopping by. Appreciate everybody getting involved in the chat. It's a good chat tonight. Good to see some new faces, you guys. Make sure you keep hitting that like button. Helps the channel grow. And until next time, you guys, take it easy. Enjoy the rest of your night. Dylan, you too. Thank you for stopping by. I know you're on location up north. Thank you for making the time, man.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Thank everybody for being a part of this channel. It's always one of my highlights of the week to come do this. So hope everybody enjoys it. Hopefully we start out the match week one with a good result. So
We
let's
are
keep
we are
that going.
helping Dylan procrastinate. Dylan's out here like this Drake meme,
Yep.
like master his homework. Kickabout.
Yeah,
Do it. So we're
that's
all
right.
over it. All right, you guys, take it
All
easy.
right.
Thanks for stopping by, you guys.
Have a good one,
Later.
everybody.